How's it going, everybody? It's Sean here, and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Collegium Pillar Trail in this debut Sequoia colorway. Collegium, for those who haven't heard of them before, is a brand that I've been reviewing on my channel for years now. Most known for their footwear, which is made in Italy, they're a relatively small and independent brand that have recently branched out to not only sneakers, but accessories and apparel as well. So this right here is their latest brand new silhouette, the Collegium Pillar Trail. And this shoe, compared to their past models, has much more of that versatile, all-terrain sort of look to it, but obviously designed with a much more elevated and luxurious look and feel to it. So these released today on August 5th, and they sold out pretty much instantly. They retailed for a price of $250 US, which is approximately 340 Canadian dollars. And while the nickname of the shoe is Sequoia, the official colorway of the shoe as per the box is brown, purple, and vintage. So first things first, here's a quick look at the packaging. So this comes in the exact same box, just like any other Collegium release. So this is an off-white colored cardboard box, which has a very sturdy and strong feel to the touch. And pressed across the top, we have Collegium in this metallic gold foil finish. And Collegium also includes their signature black dust bag as well, which was a nice add-on. So diving into the details of this shoe, as we take a look at the upper, this is predominantly constructed out of an Italian suede. So this has a dark khaki, almost caramel looking tone to it. And while it's not exactly a super long-haired suede, it's definitely not flat either. You run your fingers across it, you can see the hairs of the suede going back and forth, changing colors. Overlaid on the front toe cap, we have a purple colored calf leather, which feels super soft to the touch. And then surrounding the front toe cap, here we have what feels like a black colored Italian nubuck. Moving downwards, surrounding the eyelets of the sneaker, we have a premium brown colored nubuck. And the thing I really like about the materials that Collegium uses, it's a very natural leather. So even between pairs, you can see a little bit of those imperfections on the nubucks and the leathers. And it's not treated or coated with that heavy plastic layer on top, which honestly most major brands do. And then the top two eyelets are covered in a gray colored TPU. Covering the mid panel, we have this diagonal overlay of gray colored nubuck. And then underneath this, across the shoe, we have more of that brown colored nubuck that we saw earlier right above this. Moving downwards, we have more suede, and then surrounding the top portion of the ankle collar area, we have this dark teal colored leather, which I thought contrasts the rest of the shoe very, very well. Wrapping around the bottom of the heel, we have more brown colored nubuck, and then pressed onto the lateral side, we have the Collegium logo. And then surrounding the top portion of the heel, we have more of that shiny purple colored leather that we saw earlier on the front toe cap. In terms of laces, so these come with two different lace options. The standard default lace than the one that it comes with is this hiking inspired rope style lace in this brown color, but they also give you a secondary pair of yellow colored laces, which I thought looked much better. So that's the one that I preferred, so I'm going to stick with the yellow laces. And on top of that, the lacing system of the shoe is pretty unique as well. So they loop through this black colored lace lock, which I thought really adds a ton of character to the shoe. And then underneath this, the tongue here is padded and it's covered in this burnt orange colored nylon. And on the very top, we have this blue colored leather hit with Collegium branding pressed across the bottom, and then the outer edges of the tongue are leather lined. Taking a look at the insole, so there's pretty minimal padding here. However, it is completely lined in this white colored genuine leather, which again elevates the feel and look of the sneaker, making it feel really luxurious. Next up, in terms of the insoles, so these come with Collegium's very thick polyurethane foam insoles. So on the top, it's completely leather lined once again, and we have Collegium made in Italy branding stamped on the heel. And then if I flip the insole over to the other side, you'll see how stacked this insole is, especially on the heel. There's a ton of foam here to really give you that maximum comfort. And on top of that, instead of a typical lasting board, in the case for this shoe, we have another thin layer of polyurethane, essentially acting as a secondary layer of cushioning. So the upper of the Pillar Trail sits atop a very chunky rubber cup sole, which is painted in this off-white or sail color. And then turning this pair over to the bottom, so the outsole here is obviously very rugged and very trail or outdoors ready. So this is entirely crafted out of a black colored rubber, and you can see the traction pattern here is very aggressive. We have these very deep grooves found throughout, which makes this a suitable shoe to wear not only on the streets, but also for light trail excursions as well. So that breaks down the look and the construction of these Pillar Trails. And for those wondering about sizing, so Collegium shoes are sized in European sizing. So I know it can be a little bit confusing for those who aren't familiar with the brand. So to put it simply, my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. And Nick sent me over this pair in a size 42. And trying them on with regular socks, I felt like the top slash side of my toe was pretty much hitting the top slash side of the shoe right around this area right here. So because of that, I had to really tighten up these laces to ensure that my heel was all the way to the back of the shoe so that my toes wouldn't be hitting the front of the sneaker, which obviously can be a little bit uncomfortable. But knowing how Collegium shoes fit, because there's not really half sizes per se, I feel like going up to the 43 probably would have left me too much room lengthwise. So to give you guys a point of comparison, I wear a size 43 in the Collegium Pillar Destroyer as well as the Collegium Pillar Alpha, whereas I go down to a 42 in the Devastator and the Collegium Pillar Court 2. So I feel like if anything, these are a little bit more snug than the Devastator, but not as true to size as the Alpha and the Destroyer, if that makes any sense to you. So in a perfect world, if you're a true 9.5, I feel like 42 would be perfect for you. And if you're a true size 10.5, for example, then I would go with a 43 and so on and so forth. Moving on to the comfort of this shoe. So overall, this is a pretty comfortable shoe, despite the fact that it is technically made to be used on the trails. So it's not going to be a super soft feeling underfoot, but like I mentioned earlier, the insole of the shoe is extremely well padded. So especially on the heel of the shoe, you can feel a decent amount of that squishiness, and it'll give you that impact protection that you may need. But the forefoot in comparison is a little bit more stiff. Obviously there's less padding there, but it wasn't uncomfortable to me. And then the upper of the shoe, it's extremely soft and it feels very broken in straight out of the box. Even the first time trying these on, it already felt like I've already worn the shoe 20 times or so. And that's a testament to the materials that they use on the upper. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so it goes without saying, in typical Collegium fashion, the material quality was just top notch. You really can't compare the materials used on this shoe to the major brands because this is honestly a different class in itself. Like I said earlier, all the materials have that very natural feel to them. And by anyone that's shocked at the retail price for this pair, once you get these in hand and see the materials, you can really understand why the price point is set the way it is, because the materials you're getting are really solid. And from a craftsmanship and build standpoint, all in all, it was pretty good. I really had no major issues other than the fact that the heel on my left foot, it came a little bit pre-creased. And I think that's just because the leather that they use on the heel is just so soft. But aside from that though, I thought the panels looked consistent. They were placed on and sized the same between my left foot and the right foot. The stitch job was good and there wasn't that many glue stains that I could see whatsoever. So all in all, you're getting a great quality product and it's very well built. And that's what people come to expect when they buy Collegium shoes. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet. I'll lace them up for you and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, I'm a big fan of this brand new silhouette from Collegium. I know their brand still isn't for everyone, even when they're featured on Hypebeast, for example, or even on my channel when I do a review, there's always going to be those people that call them knockoffs. But I'm trying to review this shoe unbiasedly, and I don't know, I just really like how these are. It's different from anything else that Collegium has released. It's done in much more of a hybrid sort of approach, where it can look good on both the streets and on the trails. And I love this color combination, has that classic ACG vibe to it, except for the fact that the materials on this shoe are just way better than what you'd find on a typical Nike ACG shoe. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Collegium Pillar Trail? Are you a fan of this silhouette? Are you a fan of the colorway? I know Nick went live a few days ago showcasing some of the upcoming colorways of this shoe, and I already know it's going to be a problem for me. So leave a comment down below and let's talk about it. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.